Ian, it's a fantastic result tonight under the lights here at Fylde. How do you see that game?
Yeah, I think first off the game itself's like incredible game. Both teams, I thought they were really good. They started the game with loads of energy, had like a real high press on. We found it really hard to deal with their energy, and then we go a goal behind, and it was a test to see what we had in the group, to see what characters we had, and the boys have answered a lot of questions tonight in terms of like how they are together. How they are when they go behind and things go against them, and we need a reaction, and to change the momentum on the pitch is a really hard thing to do, and the boys done that. But all in all, the game was just like a really good game. I really enjoyed it, and I think sometimes that gets forgotten, that football is that, where two teams turn up and they try the best and they give everything and they leave everything on the pitch, and then both teams, both sets of players deserve a lot of credit. I thought the game was amazing, and it's an unbelievable advert for this level.
It's been a difficult few days for the boys, obviously losing our first game to Macclesfield in the league, then exiting the FA Cup. Is this the reaction you were looking for tonight?
It's all you get judged on. Your career is how you react, how you come back from setbacks. We spoke about it to the boys during the week, like, yeah, we've had a setback, but you can't feel sorry for yourself, and no one's going to do you any favours. You have to find a way to be the best for the next training session, for the next game, and the boys have done that. They've came in, they've trained hard, they've listened to the detail, and then obviously tonight I just think there's like just so much character from the boys, and just that like never sort of accepting like coming out of the game too much, because we go a goal behind early on and it's from our build up, and loads of teams would just like crumble at that moment, but the boys don't. They find a way, and there was moments where again we like give the ball, we were a little bit sloppy, we have to be better, but again the way they react to it's unbelievable. And tonight I was really happy with our reaction to small setbacks, and I'm really happy with the reaction to how we've had a tough previous two games when we reacted really well.
Yeah, just talking about obviously the goals, it was disappointing to see us go 2 goals down, obviously very early on into the first and second half. Is that something that you'll be looking at iron out straight away?
I don't think it's like a common thing where we concede early from games, or we concede early in half. So I think it's just an isolated moment where we've probably give the opposition two moments to have actions on goal, and they take the opportunities really well. But we always have a look at sort of how we can get better as a full game, really, not sort of isolated moments. We'll have a look how we can defend better. We definitely could have been better with the ball, that's for sure, and we definitely could have been better without the ball. But I think in the transition moments we were really good, and the game was probably more transitiony than both their head coach and me wanted. We both probably like having control of the game, but it was like end to end sometimes, and it was just it was honestly one of the most enjoyable games I've stood in a dugout for. It was just like really good to be part of.
Yeah, when the boys got the ball down, it looked like it really clicked for them right to the last whistle. Is that obviously that style of play, that the way we play, is that something that you want to see more of?
100%, but you have to be so brave to play that. And like I think what's going a little bit under the radar is when you come into a football club with like a new set of players, you set yourself like a project where it might take like 1-2 seasons to sort of build and get to a point where you want it to look like how you want it to look. And the boys, like all the credit goes to them, like the way they've came in and their attitude towards learning and trying to implement what we're asking them to do, because it's not easy. It's a lot of detail for them to take in, and they have to be really brave and get on the ball, and they have to run a lot as well. And obviously we've spoke about this so many times before, but I do think sometimes it's going a little bit under the radar how new the group are and how quickly they're getting together and they're gelling together, and how close they are as well.
Talk us through the goals tonight. Kedwin gets 2, Kelly gets his, and Ollie Bainbridge gets his first goal as a Mariner. How do you see the goals?
Yeah, like over the moon for Kedwin. He loves scoring goals. Him and Blackie do. They absolutely, if they don't score them, they're sad faces all week. So happy to get a smiley Keds for the next couple of days. But he takes his goals like unbelievable. The first one obviously ricochets, and then he's a ridiculous finisher, and he finishes it like you expect him to. And then the second one, he just gets it to on his determination to get there, Dodsy's determination, and we end up getting the goals from there. And then obviously Ollie takes his brilliant with his wrong foot, and Caden again really similar to Ollie's, where they just pass it in the goal. And we've talked about sort of having a lot of composure in their moments and just passing the ball into the net rather than snapping at it, or rather than like trying to take the leather off the ball, just like being really composed, passed in corners. And to be fair, they've done that.
Obviously I know the way you operate, I know the way that you like to look at games. It's a performance thing. Is there anything that you've looked at or you take from this result that you think still needs ironed out?
Loads. Like you're never ever at a point where that isn't the case. Like I think, like even when Man City win like the quadruple or whatever is the one, like Pep's last to come in 2 weeks' time or 3 weeks' time and get them better, because everyone's going to come and get them. And that's the same. It's just football. Like, you can't get too fixated with the scoreboard. You don't look at league tables. You just have to make sure that training the next day and training the next session is as perfect as it can be. And your game, you just try to get the boys in the best condition as you possibly can. So that's just the journey of football. There's never ever a point where you reach somewhere and you're like, oh, brilliant, we're here now. So yeah, we'll enjoy the bus ride home, and we come back in and we work, because there's such a long season ahead of us. We just have to take it day by day as we go.
You've welcomed Lennon Wheeldon into your ranks this season. Recently from Derby. How do you think he got on tonight when he come on?
I thought he was outstanding. He came on, and obviously we haven't worked with him too much, and I thought he was brilliant. I thought he showed how strong he is, how good he is to hold the ball up. I thought he ran in behind and caused them a lot of problems as well. And for him to come on, such a young player, not really knowing the group that well, even just the fact that he's came up from Derby and he's came by himself and he's just like sort of thrown himself in with the boys. And I did say to him, this is kind of football where you just have to adapt and find sort of ways to get into new clubs as quick as you can, and he really has. And I thought his performance today was outstanding. Not that I want to single anyone out, because as a group of players, every single person who's turned up at the stadium, and the fans, by the way, were amazing. I just want to mention them, how much we appreciate them coming on a Wednesday night. The fixture changed, so they might have had things book in, but the way they come, the way they support the boys, it's like everything, and we're all in this together from top to bottom. We're all pulling the same direction. That's the only way it can be.